I bet you didn't know the wisdom of ancient Kemet still echoes through the ages. Let's unravel it together. Welcome to the Seshat Heka Ma'at podcast. Here we journey through the rich tapestry of ancient Kemet, embracing its wisdom, magic, and cosmic balance. Imagine the goddess Seshat guiding our path. As we explore the profound knowledge recorded in sacred scrolls, feel the power of Heka, the mystical force interweaving medicine, ritual, and spirituality. And discover the heart of Ma'at, the essence of truth, justice, and harmony. Our podcast celebrates the vibrant divine creators of this awe-inspiring civilization, and brings their stories to life with authenticity and reverence. So join us on a journey back in time, to connect with the soul of ancient Kemet. Subscribe now and let's explore the magic and mystery of Egypt together. I bet you didn't know the wisdom of ancient Kemet still echoes through the ages. Let's unravel it together. Welcome to the Seshat Heka Ma'at podcast. Here we journey through the rich tapestry of ancient Kemet, embracing its wisdom, magic, and cosmic balance. Imagine the goddess Seshat guiding our path. As we explore the profound knowledge recorded in sacred scrolls, feel the power of Heka, the mystical force interweaving medicine, ritual, and spirituality. And discover the heart of Ma'at, the essence of truth, justice, and harmony. Our podcast celebrates the vibrant divine creators of this awe-inspiring civilization, and brings their stories to life with authenticity and reverence. So join us on a journey back in time, to connect with the soul of ancient Kemet. Subscribe now and let's explore the magic and mystery of Egypt together. I bet you didn't know the wisdom.
Peace, peace. Thank you for tuning in to the Seshat Heka Ma'at podcast. Before we get started, I just want to mention that we have being released this year in 2025, the very first one of its kind, the only one on the planet, the very first healing Bible of Serket, the Great, goddess of healing, great ancient goddess of healing, and so much more. Learn of her and her healing Bible. Here's her commercial. And last but not least, the Tonya 23 Experience commercial. Welcome to the Tonya 23 Experience podcast, where we dive into real life videos and take a look at the societal changes we need to desperately see. Together, we'll explore behaviors that shape our communities, asking the big question, where did all the respect go? This is a space for honest conversations aimed at creating a better environment for our young people and everyone. Let's challenge the status quo and rebuild respect, one episode at a time. Let's get to it. Peace, peace, peace. How's everyone doing this great evening? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Obviously, I'm here with y'all tonight. What I don't want to do is forget to plug in Shea Butter Me by Tonya 23, especially her signature product, which is her Bug Away butter. Yes, the mosquitoes are on their way. And we also have this butter is also to prevent bites, but it's also to treat them if you were to you know, get bit up by the lowly mosquitoes. And we have our other products that are available and a new line. Yes, we have a new thing that came out. And we actually have, hold on, there was a commercial, but I don't have it uploaded. So next time we will share for the new product that is out. But now let us get started. Thank you for joining those who are of our listeners that are here tonight. So we are going to discuss once again. We're moving on the subject of bringing Ma'at back into our modern world. It's pretty much what we need to bring our societies back in alignment and order, back in justice, back in reciprocity, back in love, back in peace, back in harmony, back in truth. Wow. If we could bring truth back, that might be half of the battle. The truth is the family must be restructured. And the thing about this subject of family and Ma'at is it crosses all barriers of, number one, race. It crosses the barrier of, number two, classism, finances, whether you're rich, poor, or middle class, the family still needs to be intact. No matter where you stand in society, you find that family is the most important factor. And the fact that a lot of our families are broken definitely equals a broken society. Let me get my introduction in. Greetings, family. Welcome to another episode of the Seshat Heka Ma'at Show, where we explore the ancient wisdom of Ma'at to restore balance, truth, and harmony in our world. Again, I'm your host, Seshat Heka Ma'at, also known as the Tonya 23 Experience. And today we are diving once again into an essential topic that speaks to the heart of society. In this episode, we'll reestablish the roles of mother, father, and children within the family unit and extend those roles to the aunts, uncles, cousins. We're going to weave Ma'at back into the family structure and show how each member plays a crucial role in restoring balance, love, and divine order back into our families, aka households. Now, let's just take a poll. If you believe that Ma'at, which are the 42 laws of divine and order in the universe, and I have them listed in our description for you to, if you want to see them and read them, and you can also Google the 42 laws of Ma'at, and they will come up as the ancient laws that governed and ruled our most productive civilization. Our most productive ancient civilization, right? Before we begin, let's just center ourselves in the energy of Ma'at. Take a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel the presence of truth, justice, and harmony enveloping you. Ma'at is here. She, the goddess. She's here guiding us as we journey through this family-centered exploration. Whenever we're talking about families and really getting our stuff together, it's a scarce house. But if we, the great Seshat Heka Ma'at, was on here talking isfet and nonsense, there'd be so many. And we understand this with great understanding, yet we move on. So the first part of our segment will be the foundation, the roles of the mother, father, and children in the family. As you notice, there's no music playing because the background silence is our music tonight. Let our words of power be our music. The roles of the mother, father, and children in the family. Let's break it down. Let's reflect on the traditional roles of the mother, father, and children as envisioned through the lens of Ma'at. The mother, nurturing principle. Ma'at's nurturing principle, the mother. In Ma'at's family structure, the mother is the embodiment of nurturing, protection, and divine wisdom. She is the one who provides unconditional love, guidance, and the foundation upon which the family thrives. The mother is the keeper of the household, maintaining the spiritual and emotional well-being of the family. In a world where families are often fractured, but the mother's role as the stabilizing force is more important than ever. Wouldn't you agree? Do you see that being played out in today's mother? The unconditional love, the guidance, the foundation, nurturing, divine wisdom, which is teaching truth in the household. The mother being the keeper of the household. Now let's move on to the father's role. Remember, this is through the lens of Ma'at. Ma'at's authority and stability. The father represents authority, stability, and protection. In Ma'at's vision, the father is not just a provider, but a protector of the family's sacred space, safeguarding truth, justice, and balance. We can add order as well. He plays the critical role of leading the family with wisdom and ensuring fairness, making decisions that align with Ma'at's principles. Notice we didn't say align with our own principles. We did say aligned with Ma'at's principles. The father's role is also about teaching responsibility, discipline, and respect in the home, ensuring that mother is listened to and respected. The children. What is the children's role? Ma'at's future and continuity. Right? The children are our future. Remember that song? As a matter of fact, this starts out with children are the future of the family and the community. That's right. Look around at your community. Do the children have a bright future ahead of them for the state of our communities, which is the grown-ups' responsibilities. They represent hope, potential, and the continuation of your life, your family, your bloodline. If they don't learn structure in the right way, how must they continue and live on for hundreds and hundreds of years? Continue your bloodline on into the 3000s, living in the year 3000. We don't imagine that. But the continuation of your family does. Now, the truth is, at the rate things are going now, none of the families will stand the chance of survival because, let's face it, where there is financial stability, there is backbiting, bewilderment, and grief. Remember, they're unaliving people for hire just to attain their riches when they're out the way. And let's face it, that is happening every day. But the role of the children is to continue to represent hope for the future, potential, and the continuation of life. In Ma'at's worldview, children are not just passive members of the family, but are active participants in the transmission of values, traditions, and teachings. They learn from the nurturing of their mother and the wisdom of the father. And they are tasked with carrying forward the principles of Ma'at. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in the sight of the Nitiru. Merut en ren shadine. Hotep. So we've established what the initial family tasks are, roles. Is everybody clear with their role? In case you weren't today, you can get clear on what your role is. How can, let's see, as we move forward, let's ask ourselves, now that we have our roles established, how can we honor the roles of the mother, father, and children in today's world, especially when these roles are so often misunderstood and disrespected? How can we, as a community, nurture the roles and strengthen the family unit to reflect Ma'at's teachings? I actually see this as I speak moving into another space, because I actually would like to dedicate an entire channel, not just a podcast, because this I can see will go on forever until someone else comes and takes it over. But the word and the mission of bringing Ma'at back into our current time will not stop. It will only increase. For the need for Ma'at in this world is an emergency overdue. She is almost ready to bring justice, but she's so divine that she continues to give humanity a chance to get it right. For the blueprint is right in front of us all. And as I do these podcasts, every time I am compelled to make sure that you listeners read the 42 laws of Ma'at. Know what they are. Once you know what they are, you should tread to violate, right? So it's 42 degrees out. How about that? I don't have any sound effects, but we're moving towards them. The sounds that need to affect is this. Let's ask ourselves, how can we honor the roles of the mother, father, and children in today's world? How can we honor these roles, especially when these roles are so often misunderstood and disrespected? How can we as a community nurture the roles and strengthen the family's unit to reflect Ma'at's teachings? How, when the little ones have such smart mouths and the young men are cussing the older men? You even have young ladies that want to attack men now. You have young ladies who call themselves gang members and whatnot now. Seshat, look at the face of Seshat. She was bewildered. Our beauty is too astounding to be used for masculine role models. What woman wants to be a gang member? I'm too busy being beautiful. I need love, not violence. Slaps and punches and stabs and cuts and bullet wounds are not the move. Segment 2. That is your homework. Answer those questions that we just talked about. How can we honor the roles that we each play? Journal each day how you honor your role as being a mom, how you honor your role as being a father. Whatever role model you are, uncle, aunt, cousin, extended family member, take pride in being truthful and pure with the babies. No one can accuse you of violating any children. That's a badge of honor. The children are sacred and not to be bothered in any kind of negative way. They're to be taught how to be decent human beings. Number 2, expanding the family. Let's get the roles of these aunts, uncles, and cousins in the family out, because nowadays they don't think they have any roles. But some families, the younger generation, they take their roles seriously. Being a cousin is a big deal. Being an aunt or an uncle is a big deal as well. Let's expand the understanding of the family and discuss the roles of aunts, uncles, and cousins. These extended family members are not just relatives. They are important players in upholding the balance of Ma'at within the broader familial network. Aunts and uncles. Let me just take a moment here. I need to take a quick break. Just a second. I have a role that I am playing and I must adhere to it. So you guys enjoy this little music right quick, and I'll be right back. Not even 2 minutes. Friend of mine made this beat, Rizzy Riz. Check it out. It's what you call copyright free music. This is actually my tune. I have it registered. Right back, family. Okay. Thank you so much for your patience, family. I'm right back. Thank you so much for your patience. Okay. We were breaking down these roles of aunts, uncles, and cousins. I gotta put a little clap on it. Aunts, uncles, and cousins. You know what I'm saying? Because me personally, I really, really love my aunts, uncles, and cousins. They are very important to me, and I literally expect them to uphold their roles. I need them to uphold their roles. I need my uncles, aunts, and cousins. Outside of your parents, who else do you have in this world? Nowadays, friends have become more valuable and trustworthy and loyal than cousins and aunts and uncles. And that's not the right order. In case anyone didn't know, Seshat Heka Ma'at is here to let you know. Your uncles and your aunts, when something happens to your parents, they actually become like parents. They have the potential to be parents all along, because that is the structure of the family: mother, father, uncle, aunt, cousins. Right? Then you got, the children, brothers and sisters, of course. Please take this serious, y'all. It's not a game. We must get our family structures back together, because literally we're all we have. I don't think anyone's telling you that, because everybody is going about what they feel like and this and that, and not walking in their quote unquote God-given roles. That's the language you understand. I'll take it there with you. I say the roles of the gods and goddesses. That part is only truth. But there are some that would criticize you for telling the truth. But one thing you cannot criticize is this family structure of all races sucks right now. Pause. Excuse me, I forgot to say pause. So, these extended family members, uncles, aunts, and cousins, are not just relatives, y'all. They're important players in upholding the balance of Ma'at. How important is that within the broader familiar network, right? We need to be able to extend our families again. We need to be able to extend our families again. We need to be able to extend our families again. When you just have your, if you don't have both your mom and dad in the household, which is the case for a lot of us, doesn't matter what you know background you come from. Some of us didn't have parents, so uncles, aunts, and cousins became even more important, especially when they stepped up to their role. It showed. It made such a difference. We grew up in the 70s, 80s, 90s. I needed my family. And I would say some of my worst times was when I didn't have my family there. And that's what you call having to fend for yourself. And then that's when so-called friends become your family. But some of them don't have your best interests at heart, even if it looks and feels like it. I'm talking about in the long term. Aunts and uncles are Ma'at's mentors and guides. Did you know uncles and aunts, they're getting younger and younger now, but did you know you was a mentor? Did you know you were a mentor, auntie and uncle? So that means that you can't let your nieces and nephews see you in no compromising positions, pause, and no positions where you are, a crackhead or something like that. You're not supposed to let your family, that's not supposed to go down. You're supposed to keep yourself together so that you can uphold and be the example that your family needs to see. Because, see, once they see you do it and know you're doing it, then that kind of opens the door for them to do it. That's the thing in their mind. It's kind of like smoking of the cigarettes. I came from a family where my parents smoked. And then next thing you know, me and my sister smoked. But I made sure that I quit because I don't want my kids to smoke. And then I went back to smoking and had to quit again, because you never stop the race, because you're always that example. Even if you fall off in your own life, part of you getting back up again is knowing that you are an example for someone. Someone out there loves you and someone out there needs you. And you are so selfish if you think someone out there doesn't need you, your family, your little nieces, your little nephews. If you think they don't need you and they're not looking at you, looking up to how you're living. Back in the day, when Grandpa used to take a sip, he would be somewhere hiding, taking a sip, not just sitting up there blatantly up there just drinking about the bottle, tossing it up to his face. You might have smelled a little marijuana, but you never saw it. So you didn't even know if you were smelling something. Not sitting up there smoking with the grandchildren. You up there smoking pot with the grandchildren. That's the norm nowadays. Everybody partying together and whatnot. And then it's in front of the children. When I was younger, we had to go in the back room and play. We had our games and different things in the other room to play while the parents, did their thing out there in the living room area. Now the children right there dancing with the little sexual sounding songs, right with the grown-ups. Everything's all meshed in together now. How did that happen? Look at my thumbnail. This is Seshat Heka Ma'at asking a question to society. How in the world did the children's business get meshed in with the grown-ups? Uncles and aunts, y'all didn't stop that when you saw it? Even because the uncles and aunts are also in the place for the wrong parents. You're supposed to, because those are your brothers and sisters. You need to step to them about doing wrong things to your nieces and nephews or in front of your nieces and nephews. This is where you're supposed to get all your boldness from. But y'all disrespect each other for the wrong reasons, like how much money you got and what you wearing and different things like that. And it's interesting to me how one can have the luxury of having beautiful nieces and nephews and they don't take up no time with them, nor are they trying to show them a good example. And a lot of times these are the abusers in a household or in a family when they are trusted to be their roles and to do their roles. Sometimes they are in charge of the children, the uncles and the aunts, and a lot of them take advantage of the children. That's going on as well. Isfet. We talked about Isfet is pure evil. So whenever we say Isfet, you'll know that I mean the purest of evils. It's on the opposite of the Ma'at list. Isfet is the opposite of Ma'at. So when I say that, you shall know what I mean, because we practice our time not creating Isfet. If we're too busy learning, creating, and advancing humanity, teaching the children, teaching the women, working great with the goddesses, with the mothers and fathers working together. Yes, we have differences, but how we deal with each other is with love, so we always work it out. That is what we're supposed to be doing, because there is nothing under the sun that we can't work out, especially if we're treating each other with dignity and respect. Not you sleeping with your friend's man and all this other craziness, and vice versa. The man sleeping with, his girlfriend's friend and whatnot. Different kind of hurtful things like that make you want to unalive someone. Why would you hurt each other on those levels like that? As if nobody ever taught y'all that you do not do those things. You just don't. They give you bad karma. They give you bad outcomes of occurrences. Your chances begin to get slim, what they said, with his luck. Saba just taught on Saba Tahuti Amen Ra Hotep Ra, my bad. He just did a 11-hour long podcast on that very subject. In which I am on my second take of it, super packed with the great wisdom and knowledge of Saba Tahuti. When we have our households together, we know the roles of the mother, the father, the uncles, the aunts, and the children, the extended little household. When we have a firm hold on those things with each other, and we have harmony with each other and order, Then we can begin to extend into community and give flowers to folks like Saba Tahuti, who is the teacher of the House of Aten, in which I am um, not a member on paper, but a member at heart. At this time, this is my mission, although I support the House of Aten. I would hope that my brothers and sisters would support me as well. But we shall see. Either way, I uphold what as I move through my odds, I uphold my integrity. I've never been, a one-sided receiver. Aunts and uncles serve as spiritual guides, mentors, and secondary protectors within the family structure. They offer a unique form of support and wisdom that complements the parental role. Often, aunts and uncles are able to bring a different perspective or insight to the challenges faced by the younger generation, whether through offering counsel, providing a different approach to problems, or simply offering unconditional love and support. In a healthy family system, aunts and uncles play a vital role in extending Ma'at's teachings of balance, harmony, and justice. Ask yourself, have your aunts and uncles played the their correct roles in your lives or not? And remember, be truthful. It is not your fault. You have your role as the child or the niece or the nephew, and they have their role as the uncle or the auntie. If they're not doing their role, you are not to feel um, pressured in any kind of way. That one's on them. Because like we said, if I do not speak for Ma'at, but I can speak of Ma'at all day. If I'm doing that, that means I don't have time to be breaking it, any laws or whatever. And I'm, trying to be the fire extinguisher, but now I am the fire extinguisher, the fire captain of my own engine number 23. We decided not to talk about anything that we don't do. So I must be a good mom, a good aunt, a good cousin. As much as possible, I am the oldest out of over 23 cousins. Perhaps it is the number 23. It's right around there. I am the oldest, and so I try to uphold my role as auntie and niece. Although I must say I have a better relationship with my aunts, and my uncles have slipped away. It is the masculine energy in the family that needs to step up to the plate. And it's okay. It's not that I'm talking family business or anything because we're all family under the sun, and there's nothing new under the sun. What has happened in your family has happened in other families, and even worse. We're in the planetary hour of Mercury, which is the planet of communication, which kind of fits because we're having a conversation. A conversation with the family. The nieces and nephews need you, uncles and aunts. You might, I think your role just leveled up. I caught the download quite quickly. You're a lot more important than you know. Yeah, that's right. Because the parents are overwhelmed, overworked, overstretched. They need their brothers and sisters to help, especially with the little ones. Now, if there's no children, then you got to take care of yourself. But still look out for your family members, you know. I know they're grown or whatever, so that gives you a little more leeway for them to do their own thing. But the babies, you got to check on them. I don't care if they got A1 parents. You still have to let them know that you take your role as uncle and auntie important. The babies need y'all. It's time that we start to love one another. It hurts when you have family members right there and they ain't paying you no mind. But the thing is, they can barely, all they can do to pay themselves any mind. But that's the thing. We are all feeling slighted because we are not playing our roles correctly. And some of us is playing more than our role. And we are overwhelmed and need a break. We need everybody to do what they need to do. Play who you're supposed to be. And I don't mean play, but we're talking about roles. And so there you have it. It's like my role is being a grandma. It's a thing. I really want to be a great grandma because my grandma was everything to me. I was super hurt when she went to the nether world. Super hurt. Everybody's grandma. My children, you know, my mom was fortunate to make her role as grandma a very respected and prized role. I'm very happy for my mother that she had that opportunity and she took it. She was the apple of their eye. It really was evident when she passed from the children. They showed up, you know, and they showed out. Their grandmother. And it made me extra proud because that's my mother. It made me feel extra proud to see my children respecting my mother the way they do. They respect me, so I don't have to be jealous. They even respected my mother to a level that exceeded me, which was the grandmother. She got what she was supposed to have here. And what a beautiful thing. Our purple goddess, Royal Ruby. We have a brand, a family brand. It's called Ruby's Heirs. And it will be on the shelves. That is the goal. We have the parent company, and then we have Ruby's Heirs. It is just a name now, but you know, everything starts out as a name. It was the word that became flesh, right? It is already done. The tribute to the goddess. These are setting roles, setting examples of things you can do to honor each other. That is really big, too, right? Aunts and uncles are able to bring a different perspective or insight to the challenges faced by the younger generation. They got a different approach to problems. They should, are simply offering unconditional love. In a healthy family system, aunts and uncles play a vital role in extending Ma'at's teachings of balance, harmony, and justice. Cousins, you think you don't have a role, cuzzo? Oh, cousins, yes, you do. Ma'at's extended connection and community. Cousins are the extended family that strengthens the community fabric. They are not just related by blood, but by shared experiences and values. In Ma'at's family structure, cousins represent the interconnectedness of people, showing that family is not just defined by immediate bloodlines, but by the broader circle of relationships. Cousins offer companionship, solidarity, and sometimes even the kind of peer mentorship that helps each other grow in balanced and loving environments. Each member of this extended family plays an essential role in ensuring that the family's unit as a whole operates in accordance with Ma'at's principles. Their collective effort in maintaining peace, justice, and love creates a supportive environment for all, especially for the young ones who are learning what it means to live in balance, learning what it means to be a family, learning what it means to be a cousin, a aunt, a uncle, and one day they become parents. So we must get this family structure together so they even know what the roles are. Because I'm afraid a lot of young people nowadays do not even know what the proper role entails because they haven't experienced it. And that is the fault of the aunts and uncles and parents, my friends. As we look into the future, how do we integrate these roles back into our daily lives, especially as modern family structures continue to shift and evolve? So, here are a few practical steps we can take. We can strengthen parental bonds. Ma'at's wisdom calls for parents to come together as a united force for the family, not scrapping and being boxing sparring partners in front of the children every time you turn around. Maud's wisdom calls for parents to come together as a united force. This means setting aside differences, fostering open communication, and creating an environment of respect and mutual support. Mutual respect, mutual support. I see the younger generation between the 20s and up who have children struggle to be mature enough to come together for the children's sake. Maybe not to agree, but have that mutual respect. Treat each other respectfully. It's super important. It is very sad, so sad, the way things are going for some now. And it's both sides are in effect. There's terrible mothers, babies, mothers out here. Terrible. And there's just as well some terrible fathers. But you really don't expect the mothers to be as terrible as they can be. I have seen it all, mostly. One may say they expect the man to go rogue. It can happen, but not the mother. The mother's supposed to hold it together because she got the babies and they're dependent on her because they didn't ask to come here. So don't get an attitude when your role is reestablished. It's mutual respect and support, ladies and gentlemen. Empower extended family roles. Aunts, uncles, and cousins should not be passive figures in the family, but active participants in teaching, guiding, supporting, and supporting the next generation. Make sure that these relationships are nurtured and valued, allowing them to be a source of wisdom and strength. Foster balance and harmony. Every family member, from the mother, you see how they always mention mama first? That's why you got to have your stuff together. You are the everything of the family, mom. Whether it's silently recognized or not, the mother is the fabric of the family. Everyone's counting on you, girl. My lady, queen, goddess, child of goddess. I know it is an extra role, but the gods and goddesses, they said, we must make this divine, magnificent woman because she can handle all the work we have for her. Once she knows who she is, she will begin to have self-love. And we send self-love in the form of Reiki to all who need it. Some of you don't think you need love. That's interesting. But to the ones that need it and know they do, we send some the Reiki hands. Reiki hands, love, foster balance. Every family member, from the mother, the father, to the youngest child, to the oldest relative, has a part to play in maintaining balance. And as we close, I want you to take the time to check in with each member of your family. Try to check in. I know you have large families. Check in with as many as possible to ensure that Ma'at's teachings of fairness, balance, and truth are being upheld in the home. Yeah, it's telling you to check in with your family members to see how they're living. It's the only way we can begin to work this thing out. Create spiritual foundations. Implement spiritual practices together, such as family gatherings, prayers, blessings, affirmations, and readings of the principles of Ma'at. talk about different things, going to school, helping another child who's being bullied, taking on a friend of the child that no one likes, you being the friend, or different things like that. I got a sandwich, I must share half with somebody that has no lunch, type of thing. Um, just random acts of kindness. Let's try it. I was at the Aldi's grocery store the other day, and as you know, they have a shopping cart system where you must pay a quarter for the shopping cart. And usually, when people are unloading their cars, it's a culture now that you see someone walking towards the door and you ask, "Need a cart?" And they'll either, give you the quarter and you exchange the cart and you have a nice day. And it's a way to force people to practice community, reciprocity, living in harmony. And it's just a shopping cart. But I noticed it helped people practice the principles of Ma'at. Kindness, it's a random act. And then the people really took it to the next level and they started not wanting the quarter. And they started wanting to just give the cart. And they tell the other person, "You pay it forward. I gave it to you. You give it to someone else." Isn't that a wonderful thing? Ma'at, simply practiced in our modern world. What a wonderful example that was. And let's, come back with some more examples because Ma'at is being practiced in the world. And we just have to recognize it, duplicate it, and expand it is all. And until the next time, family, Reiki hands from the Seshat Heka Ma'at podcast. And then so much love to all those in need. And that would be everyone. And that is the truth. Don't forget to get over there to www.tonyatony.com and check out the comments. Hey, you don't support the podcast, you can help and help more natural people. We both win. Win-win, right? Okay, family? All right. Peace and love.